All right, it's Chris Mara here in Mara Machines, and I've got this really interesting piece my dad gave me, and I'm going to see if I can get it going. This is a record player, wire player. See how they use the turntable for double duty, and radio. So I don't even know when this was made, but you can see all the different options. So, and it's got a microphone too. So I have been watching these videos on YouTube called Will It Run? So I think I'm gonna take that approach. We're just gonna see what we can do to get this thing going. So let me show you the underbelly of this thing real quick. So this thing is a Silvertone, which is kind of cool. They make guitar amps and guitars that are still really sought after. I love this stuff. It has a schematic right on it, has a tube layout on it. So this tube was missing, but it was inside, and it's actually original. So I think what I'm going to start with, just to see if we can make this thing run, is I'm guessing I need a new power cable. So I'm going to take this off and put a new power cable. I've already got one ready. And then you see the speakers kind of shot here. I'm going to unplug this and just run a new speaker wire, kind of cut it here and extend it with this down to this speaker and this Vox amp. So I hope Vox doesn't mind I'm using it. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm just gonna switch it to radio and just see if I can get any noise, because that way I'm not dealing with all the mechanical stuff in here. Like if there's a belt that's rotted away, then we're never gonna get the turntable to work. But at least I can see if the amplifier section is working. Oh, I might wanna unplug this before I die too. So that's kind of cool. 110 comes and runs a motor or something, or runs this motor right here. But because if there's any belts, they're rotted away. So why don't we start with that? I'm gonna jump off and we'll get back with some power, and then I'll just plug it into my Variac and just see what we get. See if we can't get some noise. All right, so like 15 minutes later, I took this transformer off with the and put a new power cable on it. And just wired it back in there. Even put the old insulators back on. And look at that, even put it back in there with the right strain relief, just because I'm a professional. And just did a kind of a quick hack job here. I just soldered these two together. This is the speaker leads to a speaker wire, and put some spade lugs on there. And I'm gonna hook those up to here, underneath there. See right there? Boom, already labeled it black and white. And so I'm gonna do that, and we'll fire it up and see what happens. Okay, I think we're all wired up, ready to go here. So I wanted to show you, this is kind of cool. You can play wire, phone, or radio, and you can record microphone, phone, or radio. So you can record from the radio to the wire. This is kind of cool. This is like a pretty heavy duty play rewind. And then off, which I'm gonna put on, and you have to push this button in to go in the record wire. It's pretty rad. So what I'm gonna do is, I think this knob should turn this to dial, which doesn't work. It's fine. I think this is tone, so I'm just gonna turn it all the way up. And then this has a click on it, so I think that's power and volume. So I'm just gonna turn it all the way up. Then we'll flip this thing over and give her some juice. All right, I got everything back together here. There's a power cable there. This is going to the speaker. Just plugged right on the speaker there. So let's just kind of roll this Variac all the way down. Got 120 marked there. Look around, we'll just kind of see what happens. Where am I at here? Oh, I'm at 120. Oh, I see a tube lighting up. See stuff lighting up, but I don't hear anything. I keep thinking I see smoke, but I don't think I see smoke. Well, I'm gonna investigate a little bit. But first, I'm gonna roll the power back down. I need both eyes for this one. Okay, we're gonna try that again. My friend and tech Mike noticed that one of these spade lugs came undone. So let's just roll this back down. So Variac just slowly rolls on powder. So I'm gonna just nice and easily set this thing 120. We should hear something out of the speaker once it warms up. I got a nice light bulb under there to light up the dial. Next step, if this doesn't work, is I can test each of the tubes, but I'm guessing since one of these was pulled out, it might be bad. But I don't hear anything. Did this come off again? No. And I really didn't check continuity on this speaker cable, but you know, it could have a short under there somewhere. Who knows? Well, nothing yet, but no smoke or, you know, a big boom or anything, so I'll poke around some more. Okay, quick update. So we did hear a little tiny bit of radio coming out of the speaker, so we think that there may be one of these tubes is bad. So I thought instead of taking the tubes out and testing them and order them and all kind of stuff, we might move on to some mechanical stuff. So I replaced that electrical cord that plugged in there with a new one. I had to modify it. This is a modern one that had a polarity, you know, this one being bigger, so I just clip those off. I'm gonna plug it in here. It should go in a second. There we go. And I'm gonna flip it over and we're gonna see if we can get some motors to move. You know, just kind of see what happens there. And then circle back to the audio side. But this seems pretty straightforward as far as AC out to some motors. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm plugged back in. I'm just gonna hit power. We're set to radio again. I'm not sure if this thing works, so we'll just see. So I got power plugged in. My light burned out. But I think we need to put this on like wire and then play. Oh my goodness. I guessed right. So that works. Let me go to off. That's weird that it goes that way. Let's go to phono and see if we hit play. Oh, yeah, okay, that just activates the tone arm. So I wonder if that's 33. Crazy. Well, that works. So that gives me hope. I think what I'll do is start taking these tubes out. I've got a tube tester. I got it from my second cousin Wiener right there. And we'll just test these tubes and see what's what. But she's kind of working. You know, even though I stop now, it'd be fun to have this thing on display doing this, you know? So let's just see if it'll go into rewind, what that looks like. Ooh. No? Come on. You can do it. He likes play better than rewind. Anyway, kind of cool. So I messed up and snapped the tape, or the wire. Not a big deal. I thought I'd spray some lubricant on that spine, but check this out. I just kind of found this on an accident. When I go into rewind, check this out. That's guiding the wire up and down so it packs better on this reel, just like a fishing line. Isn't that cool? Okay, well, we got it moving motors and stuff, but there's some stuff that's pretty old in there. It wasn't working great in rewind. So now I've got my trusty tube tester out that I got in Wisconsin out of a barn, and thank God it came with this guide. It's America's Most Popular Tube Tester. So you need this book. I'll show you. So I'm going to grab this tube right here. This is a 14Q7. So I found it already in the page. So it tells me that it goes into socket 9. So socket 9. Okay, in socket 9. This is plugged in. So I need to set A to 14, which fill A to 11 through 14, B to E, B is load, to E, C to 6, oh, already is, and then D to D, which it is. So now I got that. I'm gonna mark my page here. I go to here and it says to set everything, boom, there, go to Cal here, and then just wait a sec because I'm super impatient. There we go. Then we calibrate this to that cal mark, right? So there we are, calibrated, boom. And then this says to set function switch to emission. So I went from calibrate to emission. And that's good, okay. I tested it a minute ago and I thought it was bad. Okay, so then it's just good. Tubular's good, to grid leakage. And read the lower scale, that's good. And then set function switch to short test, and rotate switch D through all the positions. Through all the positions, shortly glow. Okay, so now I just do this and watch the short indicator. Well, that seems to be a good tube. I'm going to double check it. So I'm going to do that to all the tubes and I'll report back. Okay, so I cleaned all the tubes, checked all the tubes. One was bad, but it was on the record oscillator for the wire recorder. Put it all back in, and now we have sound. But we can't tune the radio. And this is a little dirty. So I think what I'm going to do is take these knobs off, this faceplate off, and see if I can't tune the radio. I tried playing the wire to see if anything came out of the wire, but it didn't. I switched to phono and tested styli, and there was nothing. So my initial idea of just using the simple radio as an output was the right move, because there's electronics in here and all that kind of stuff. So let's see what we can do. Okay, I took the top off and clean these up a little bit, and now I can move the radio dial. I think I'm moving the radio dial. Just gonna move by hand. Oh. Ha! You heard it. Call 1-800 something something something. There we go. Oh, my lights started working again. Well, there we go. It works. Ha! Well, did some tuning on the radio and messed around a little bit more. And now we've got sports talk. And it's funny, this thing came from Wisconsin. The first words that came out of the speaker where they were ranting about some conspiracy theory with Aaron Rodgers from the Packers. But anyway, so it's amazing that all these tubes worked. No, and most of them were original Silvertone ones. And I'm sure with some more work on this, everything would work. Maybe not the record circuitry, but I bet this thing could be brought back to life. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I think I'm going to leave it kind of dirty. It looks cool. And put it back on the shelf, but it's kind of fun to mess with. Thanks for watching.